Pro Wrestling Weekly presents Today in Wrestling History, March 2. On this date in 1998, WCW Monday Nitro aired live from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. In the main event, Randy Savage and Sting defeated Hollywood Hogan and Scott Hall by disqualification. On this date in 1960, Deborah Marshall was born. The former World Wrestling Federation Women's Champion known as Deborah and Deborah McMichael turns 53 today. On this date in 2004, WWE SmackDown was taped in Savannah, Georgia. In the main event, Eddie Guerrero fought Paul Heyman to a no contest. On this date in 2009, WWE Monday Night Raw aired live from Boston, Massachusetts. In the main event, John Cena defeated Edge by disqualification in a match for the World Heavyweight Championship. This has been Today in Wrestling History, March 2.
You are listening to Pro Wrestling Weekly with Fearon Dairy.
Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Dairy here with you. Oh, my goodness. Along with Justin Henry from Wrestlecrap.com and RD Reynolds on the phone lines as well. Noting the birthday of Deborah McMichael, Justin had to chime in and happy 15th birthday to her enhancements, we'll go with. Oh,
sorry, knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah, I had to clean it up a little bit, but...
Oh, don't make me the bad guy here.
Hey, yo.
You laughed.
Yeah, yes, I did, because it was funny.
You're a bad influence on me.
A bad influence with a microphone. Actually, I'm just as bald and almost as lean as Daniel, so that's a pretty good comparison. You're like the Kaz to my Daniels.
I'm not that bland. Come on now.
No, you're a lot less bland than Kaz is.
Oh,
that's
good.
For sure. Yeah, I know. Thank goodness for small favors. All right, some quick news and notes and reaction and various things like that. It's kind of, the talk has kind of died down a little bit, but a week ago after I signed off the air here, the big news from last Saturday night, The Undertaker making an appearance and wrestling in a tag match at a house show in Waco, Texas. The first time he's been in the ring since Wrestlemania last year. He was Sheamus's mystery tag partner against Damian Sandow and Wade Barrett. This pretty much, the fact that it was acknowledged on Raw this past Monday, pretty much all but confirms that The Undertaker is going to be involved at WrestleMania. At least you would think. I mean, would WWE be so... We'll use the term that Alberto used earlier. Would they have the cojones to kind of pull a bait and switch like that?
No, it's WrestleMania. He has to be involved. I mean, who's CM Punk going to face otherwise? You tell me.
Well, there are a lot of questions as far as who is going to face who. I mean, there are only 2 matches set. I mean, granted, we're still a little over a month away.
You can pretty much confirm Brock and Triple H at this point.
Yeah, it isn't officially announced, but you know they're going to get there. But Brock and Triple H, Del Rio Swagger, Rock Cena. What about the rest of the roster? I mean, are Kane and Daniel Bryan going to face each other? Are they going to have some other meaningless tag match as they've had pretty much every week?
I've got a scoop here if you want to hear it.
Oh, boy.
Is it a spoiler scoop? I mean, I know we're not a fan of the spoilers here, but...
Well, if you're not a fan of the spoilers, put your fingers in your ears. I'm going to give it away here. They're actually going to bring back the WCW 3-ring 60-man Battle Royal, and they're just going to have everybody else in there.
World War III at WrestleMania 29.
My money's on Kurt Hawkins.
Yes.
Kurt Hawkins.
I think I'm pulling for Fandango. I'm not going to lie.
Fandango.
Yeah, make sure you get it right, or pay the price, as Ugg used to say on Salute Your Shorts.
He usually throws free tickets to movies out to the crowd in order as part of his face turn for Fandango.
It would make more sense than the Sonic shilling that they've been doing the last week or so.
What is Lawler thinking? Order Salad Works. I remember what happened.
I know. You would think he'd be eating a little healthier after the tragic events from a few months back.
And you think Cole would stop him? I mean, he was distraught when it happened. It's his friend, even though he.
Well, that's why Cole was trying to eat it himself. I mean, he's put on a little bit since the days of getting wedgied by DX.
He's come.
What they should have done is they should have had Sonic and then Jared always shows up on Raw at least like once a year. He could do a run-in and tell Jerry Lawler that he should not be eating such food, but here's a nice, healthy sub.
See, in WrestleMania, you could have Jerry Lawler and Jared Fogle take on the two guys from the Sonic commercials, the bald one and the guy with the black hair always sitting in the car having those inane conversations. You get the two commercial tie-ins, you make advertising money, and you make the fans hungry.
Wow, I don't know.
Roll this Sonic.
That would be, the last time we've seen a WrestleMania with that much food advertising would be WrestleMania 2, where we had Clara Peller and Herb.
You can get Too Cold Scorpio involved for the footlong.
Wow.
Good night, everybody.
Well, it's been.
We're going to have 2 hours of the Polka show on instead of a special.
It's been great doing my last show here at WBCP.
I can push the line also.
Yeah, that might have been a bit much. All right, let's. All right, I don't even know where to go with that. Let's go to the let's go to the movies. There we go. Speaking of hot dogs, it's a nice snack at the movies. The Rock's film finishing second over this past weekend. The movie Snitch, starring The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, $13 million in its opening weekend at the box office, finishing second behind Identity Thief.
And it's a shame because I saw Ebert's review for the movie. He says he thinks it's Rock's best performance to date. It's actually a serious movie where where Rock is actually acting instead of just being
the musclehead,
being The Rock with a different name, more or less. And you lose to the friggin' Jason Bateman movie with Melissa McCarthy, a dumb comedy.
I'll admit,
Rock should be way more upset about the fact. You could be a little upset about that if you're The Rock, but who cares? I'd be more upset if I was The Rock to find out that perhaps my greatest role ever. You could say the Snitch. I haven't seen Snitch. But perhaps his greatest role ever is the Tooth Fairy. When they made Tooth Fairy 2, they brought in Larry the Cable Guy.
Are you serious? I didn't even know that.
Yes,
I had no idea they made a Tooth Fairy 2.
Yes.
But then again, I know as much about movies as Jerry Lawler does about SmackDown, so...
I'm guessing Bill Engvall and C. Thomas Howell missed a phone call for, the audition. So Larry Cable Guy was next on the list.
They could have had Soul Tooth Fairy. That would have been tremendous with C. Thomas Howell.
Wow.
Speaking of career enders.
Yeah, I'm quickly running into the end of mine. Yeah.
It'll be a 3-hour polka marathon next Saturday morning.
All right. Well, actually, this might be a good time to say goodnight. I got about 5 minutes here, and actually, we got another caller chiming in. RD, I want to thank you so much for calling in. We'll definitely be talking again soon in some capacity. I'm sure Justin will facilitate that in some way, shape, form, or otherwise.
Yep.
But thanks so much for coming on.
I really appreciate it. And after the show, I would just like to channel, my best WWE.com impersonation and wish you all the best in your future endeavors. All
the best in my future endeavors. I appreciate it.
You might need it.
I very well might. RD Reynolds from Wrestlecrap.com. Let's go to Steve, who's been hanging on patiently. Steve, on line 2. Save me here. Steve, welcome to Pro Wrestling Weekly.
Hey, Fran, it's actually Sean. How are you
Sean.
doing?
You wrote Steve on the thing. I blame Starship Matt here. His head's apparently in the clouds again here.
Well, if it's spelling, it's just state of mind, so no big deal.
Spelling is a state of mind, yes. Sean, what's going on?
I want to bring it local a little bit. Tonight, Worldwide Wrestling Alliance invades Saturn, Pennsylvania. What we're doing is we're having an Italy taping. We'll be showing in Italy now on a regular basis. I'm sure it's not countrywide, but it's a start, and maybe there's a chance for a tour, which we haven't done in a long time. So it's looking up over there in Italy for the Worldwide Wrestling Alliance.
Huh. Okay. That's
then
from Souderton, PA, all the way to Italy.
I'm sorry?
From Souderton, PA, all the way to Italy?
Well, Souderton, PA, we're coming to Bristol the 23rd. So we'll be in Bristol, and You're My Favorite Singer is going to be doing the national anthem. so you got to get there nice and early. Shay from the band The Confusion.
Oh,
so
okay.
She's going to be singing the national anthem. So I know we're all psyched about that. She's definitely my favorite singer. So, and we'll be doing more tapings there. Bristol on the 23rd. So you can go to
I will make sure to check it out. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead and give it a mention here.
The WWWA for all the information. They do a great job. And get to see everything that you need online and go from there. Hopefully you get a chance out, come out to your favorite wrestlers, get an autograph, get some one-on-one time with your favorite wrestlers.
Yeah, always love the local stuff. I've been trying to get more involved, and I'll definitely be more involved once things finalize here, as making a few changes here at WBCB, both internally and externally. And my Saturday nights will be free soon to be able to make the local scene, make my presence a little bit more felt, without subjecting myself to sleep deprivation.
I've listened to you overnight, and I caught you, what was it, Saturday morning last weekend, so.
Oh, I certainly appreciate it. You're one of very few who tune in during the odd hours to listen to me play some music and have a little fun looking back at yesteryear, way before I was born. But it's good times and even better music.
Well, I always wish you the best. So, and I think completely Damaged is coming out to Bristol, so that's always fun to have those guys in the house.
Oh yeah, RC, another good friend of mine. I know he's doing some stuff with. He's parlaying himself into radio a little bit. I know he's still doing some, getting some education and doing so a little bit with radio. So he's asking me for help. Why he's asking me for help, I have no idea. It's like this.
Sorry for that.
I'd seriously lead him about as well as Rick Martel and Jake Roberts from Wrestlemania 7.
Well, you had a pretty good mentor yourself, so.
I had a couple good mentors. Doesn't necessarily mean I learned a whole lot, but then again, that's more me processing things. Shameless self-deprecation. That's the word I'm looking for.
Well, hopefully I get a chance to see you out there in Bristol. Like I said, on the 23rd, it's going to be a great show.
That would be 3 weeks from tonight, if my math is right.
I'll talk to you before then.
Yeah, absolutely, Sean. Appreciate it. Thanks so much for the call. Justin, I want to go to you for some final closing words of wisdom, but I'm almost afraid to. No, no. It's been all fun, and next week I'll have a preview and predictions certain to go wrong for Lockdown. So far, 5 matches set on the card. Thoughts, and not all of them in the cage for once. That's a little promising.
Well, I'm more looking forward to the Bully Ray Jeff Hardy match than anything else, because kind of want to see the Bully Ray culmination of the Triple H character he's cultivating, where he's marrying the boss's daughter and is going to use her to, further his agenda within the company. I'm sure everybody could see that coming, right? That's not a spoiler.
I think Jake Roberts and Rick Martel in the Hood could see that coming, yes.
I should hope so.
Or at least they could hear the 16,000 or whatever pandering to Jake's pointing. Yeah, as I point here in the studio, to which nobody other than Justin and Starship Matt can see. That's the power of radio.
And even then, we're not going to help.
Exactly. I'm beyond help at this point. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly. Stay tuned. Matt Sarshik has... What do you have up today, Matt? Good. Let the people know what you got going on. Promote yourself a little bit.
We'll be doing a little, as always, the Country Music Hall. We're doing that until 4:30. Then we're doing a little sports talk, 4:30 to 6. Covering Phillies, Eagles, Sixers, even a little Flyers.
Even a little Flyers, as they, I believe, are playing now.
They are playing right now.
Yeah, they started
Ottawa,
a little bit, something like that. Yeah, we go into all different fields. We've talked baseball here before. We've talked football. We obviously talk wrestling and attempt to do so. Sometimes comedically, sometimes we get serious like Lance Storm. But always, we try to make it enjoyable, and that's what I'll do. Hopefully next week, if I haven't gotten kicked off of things here.
You'll be fine.
If I have, then looks like I'll be going to writeforwrestlecrap.com and looking for a paid gig. Anyway, stay tuned. Starship Matt Sarshik, he's up next with country music here on WBCB.
1490 WBCB, Levittown, Fairless Hills, Trenton.